Hi everyone, thank you for being here today. I'm Emily Dobbins, and my teammates are Shirley Lay, Chelsea Braun, and Margaret Dung. For the past 8 months, we've conducted research and tested prototypes for design that responds to a challenging problem. But before we start, I'd like to ask you to consider a few questions. How do you manage the intense emotions that arise after a conflict? Do you listen to music or write in a journal? Do you talk to a friend? And at what age did you learn the techniques that help you calm down? Did you know that those techniques are learned as early as infancy? During our formative research, our team interviewed subject matter experts and parents about communication between children and parents in the home. We heard about a wide range of topics, but what really stood out as a primary concern for parents was conflict.
Throughout our research, we learned about several types of parent-child conflict, which we mapped to this conflict zone diagram. We referred to this as we began to identify potential design opportunities. We interviewed some parents, and we found out that in the escalation zone, it is not natural or appropriate to intervene in times of heightened emotions. In the resolution zone, parents felt strongly that they didn't need any technological application to speak with their child. Zone 2 is where we learn about a method that many parents use to stop a conflict from escalating further. We call it the cool down. So what is a cool down? A cool down is a period of physical separation after the peak of a conflict, where each person takes time to calm down and collect their thoughts. The process usually contains 3 steps. First, parent and child call for a pause. Second, they separate and reflect individually. Third, they reunite and talk. However, while a cool down is usually very productive for adults, children are often confused about why they're isolated and sometimes become more frustrated and upset. So we ask ourselves, how might we encourage a more productive cool down period for young children after conflicts? To address this problem, we would like to introduce you to Ami.
We know you've got a lot on your hands. Every family struggles here and there, and sometimes misbehavior can push you over the edge. When frustration rises, it can be hard to have calm and constructive conversation with your child. Taking some time apart for cool down stops conflict from getting worse. But sometimes these helpful breaks aren't as productive for children. Cool downs often leave kids confused, frustrated, and unable to reflect like their parents can. But there is help. Introducing Ami. Ami is a conversational device designed to help your child cool down and externalize her feelings, using a variety of prompts which are creative, calming, narrative, and energizing. Ami can help make this moment a productive time for you and your child. Simply activate Ami with your smartphone to begin prompts that will help your child calm down. Ami can sense when your child arrives and will begin interaction.
Hi, Violet. How are you feeling?
I'm so mad.
Can you tell me why you're mad?
Mom promised to play with me, but she kept talking to other people.
I understand. When I'm angry, I take a deep breath. Do you want to try this?
Okay.
Take a deep breath in, fill your tummy up like a balloon, and blow all the air out. Let's draw a big box with something in it that makes you feel happy. Can you tell me what you drew that makes you happy, Violet?
I drew a cupcake.
Why does that make you happy, Violet?
Because it tastes yummy and it's pretty.
Receive real-time details of what Ami is saying to your child. When you're ready to reunite, send a request through the app and Ami can let your child know.
Violet, your mom wants to talk to you now. Should we share your drawings with her?
Ami can help your child build emotional intelligence. So when you come together, you can pick up where you left off. Ami, a smart cool-down companion for your child.
So the Ami system is comprised of 2 elements, the mobile application, which are used by the parents, as well as the physical device and voice user interface for children. AMI is designed for children ages 3 to 6 years old, so we decided to create a physical form that was approachable, comforting, and relatable. AMI has a soft silicone texture and uses colorful lights to encourage healthy mood and has a nice, gentle ambient glow when not in activated use. We chose to use a voice user interface so that we could engage young children who are verbal but maybe not reading or writing yet. Also, since many parents already limit the screen time for their children, we wanted to respect these current practices by not encouraging more. AMI is designed to help by focusing on 3 primary goals. The first is externalization of emotions. Research shows that even minimal externalization helps people feel better and helps children feel supported and understood. Second, we want to help children calm down. We want to help teach them effective ways of managing their anger. And finally, we want to help them verbalize their experience. Being able to talk about conflict aloud helps kids to think more calmly and also to find better solutions. AMI suggests activities and exercises from the 4 modes that you see here as well as in the video in order to help children find a better headspace. AMI's default setting naturally progresses through these modes using natural language and adaptive algorithms.
Now we'll give you a closer look at how AMI's VUI works. At a high level, when the child delivers an input, AMI will detect keywords and select an appropriate activity. AMI communicates the same content in a variety of ways to ensure that each conversation feels unique and personal. AMI learns how each child speaks and adapts the language to sound more natural. AMI also understands a diverse range of responses given by the child. Keywords are predefined in the system, and AMI can recognize synonyms and similar phrases. Once a keyword is detected, AMI will map it to a suitable activity or question. In this case, the child tells AMI that she's mad. The keyword mad is mapped to 2 possible actionable items, either a calming activity or a guided conversation. Over time, AMI learns which prompts and activity work best for the child through trial and error. From our parent interviews, we learned that every family has their own way of dealing with conflicts, and every child has their own way of dealing with emotions, so we designed AMI's prompts and activities to be customizable. Parents know what's best for their children, so they can tailor the experience through their mobile app. For instance, if the parent knows that their child releases frustration through physical activities, they can prioritize the energy mode in their mobile app so that AMI will suggest energizing activity. From our usability testing, we learned that young children usually speak in brief phrases and may get confused if a question is too open-ended. With this in mind, we've designed AMI to structure prompts as yes or no questions or a choice between 2 activities. Finally, AMI is not a counselor, and AMI does not replace parental roles. One of the most important insights we gained from our interviews is that parents do not need assistance with a conversation after this cool-down period. AMI will not interpret the conflict or give resolution. Its focus is helping children verbalize their experiences and externalize their emotions. In this way, when parent and child reunite, both can be in a better headspace and ready for a constructive conversation.
So what's next? At this point, we think AMI is ready for a pilot program. Our next step would be to produce a high-fidelity, fully functioning prototype. Then we distribute these prototypes into multiple households to capture longitudinal data and help determine how effectively AMI is performing in real-life situations. Before we take questions, we'd like to thank our sponsor, Eric Lawrence, for his invaluable guidance and feedback. Thank you to our friends and families for all of your endless support and encouragement. And last but not least, we'd like to thank all of the parents and children that invited us into their homes and talked to us about their families. We especially want to thank Diane and Devin. Thank you very much.